This week's episode of Clearing the Air, I get to talk to my good friend Jim LaBrecque, one of the amazing main characters I've met on this journey, on this project. And he pulls no punches. Talk about Tom Saviella, NextEra, and the media, an episode not to miss. I'm Thorne Dickinson. This show allows me to talk with Mainers working on the most important clean energy project to ever come to our state. We discuss how this project is providing jobs and other benefits today while creating clean energy for a better tomorrow. When did the idea of bringing hydro from Quebec come into your mind originally?
Back when it was first introduced in the 80s. I was an advocate for it then. Before Governor LePage ran for office, I was working on it. When he came into office, I became his technical advisor on energy. And I want to tell you just a little about how that happened. He found that I was well connected with the whole industry and everybody knew who I was, and I knew most people in the industry, and he wanted me to put together an energy connoisseur of the best, brightest minds in the business.
One of the big lessons for me is how our governance works, how we make decisions as a society. And I think this project is a perfect example of that. And, I'd like you get your perspective. I mean, we bought all the land, we had all the rights associated with it. We looked at all the permits that we were going to need to move forward with this. We worked for 3.5 years to work through that. In January, we began construction, and now there's this lawmaking through the referendum process that could go back and pull the rug out from underneath that. To me, that's kind of a similar area that you're talking about here is how do we make decisions? How have we set up our government to work? And why is the referendum process now looking at a tool that could hurt that?
Yeah, so the referendum process has hurt the state terribly. They're trying to lose or kill off this clean hydropower based on a referendum. After, my heart goes out to you guys with the DEP hearings, the BEP hearings, the PUC hearings, the EPA hearings, DOE hearings, Army Corps of Engineer hearings, land use hearings, just right down to all the state courts and state court appeals and the federal courts, federal court appeals, and you go through all of that, spend tens of millions of dollars, and I'll be right frank, I am very, very upset with NextEra, who has been hiding behind all this, spending tens of millions of dollars on legally trying to kill us off, and when they fail and you get all the permits, then they put out a referendum. So why even have that? We're going to make null and void all the things that the people of the state spent a lot of time and a lot of money to put together, all these hearings. Right, all these agencies, all the commissioners, all of the expertise, and to vet all this stuff out is null and void now. Who is going to want to build any kind of project here in Maine when a competitor can simply kill it off via referendum, no matter how many good laws and rules and regulations and permits they succeeded in?
One of the tactics of the opposition is they throw out all these different claims about impact on wildlife, on that this isn't clean energy, that it's not incremental, that it's an extension cord to Massachusetts and Maine doesn't get any benefits. All of those arguments were made at the Public Utility Commission, at the DEP, and were dismissed. And it's, I believe, it's a real attack on those people that went through hearings, cross-examined, listened to both sides. And then even in the order, you can go through what each party said, the evaluation of the discussion, and the conclusion in each of those issues. And, last night in my debate with Tom then said, well, these are just bureaucrats. In my mind, it's an incredible attack on independent, nonpartisan people that the government set up to make these decisions as opposed to a political side of things.
Well, Tom's not a bureaucrat. He's the biggest bureaucrat I know of in the state. Nobody has ever come up with a solution that is more valuable, more environmentally sound, more economical, more base load. Nobody has zero plans. I wish I was in a debate. I would say, let's just debate what your options are and how much money NextEra is going to be paying. with their options. Their option right now is to keep sucking $1.5 million a day out of all us ratepayers. That's why they have an interest in spending many tens of millions of dollars on this. They'll make that up in not too many days if this project doesn't go through. And I'm really upset that we have not been able to call them out and put them on the spotlight. And anybody that hides like they have. The president of NextEra has been asked to come on WVOM and other, even WCSH TV, I think it was last week. They said we tried contacting them, but they wouldn't respond. Why is that? Why do we want to be supporting somebody like that that's trying to hide all this money they're spending and the reason they're spending it, and they won't even come forth and say who they are and why they're doing it?
So you obviously are passionate about this project and the support of it, and you've also been spending your own time to travel across the state and to talk to people in all different communities. Tell me a little bit about what you're hearing from the people and what the message that you're delivering to them.
They are completely surprised. What's really surprising to them is the fact that every audience, I notice, was more surprised with the fact that they never even thought about who may be paying all the tens of millions of dollars for all these lawyers to fight this stuff, all the millions of dollars it took to pay people $35 an hour to collect signatures, all the millions of dollars it took to, for all the ads on the TV, radio, all the mailers and on and on. And they always go, I never thought about that. So then I asked the next question, why do you think NextEra is spending all that money? Do you think it's for your benefit? No. It's for theirs. They'll lose $1.5 million a day at least in revenues from our pockets. That's why. The opposition has come through and tried to find every single little teeny thing they could find to raise an opposition to. But they don't even have a basic plan to what they're going to do on the back of a napkin. And I've been asking lately, do they not have a plan, or are they concealing their plan? And I think they're concealing their plan, because when you look at what they want to do and how much it's going to cost the people of this state and how much of an environmental impact that's going to be, it's going to make this hydro project look awful sweet.
Of all the other benefits that you know out there related to the project, what do you find the most meaningful to you and the people you're talking to?
Energy security. If I have to say, the most important thing with this project is something nobody talks about, and that is this energy security. When you can have that base load where it goes 24 hours a day, no matter if it's snowy, windy, raining, dark outside, cloudy, you still get it 24 hours a day, and you're backed up by a gigantic battery that can go on for months and months. Okay? That is energy security.
Look, Jim, I just want to say thank you. I mean, your passion that you have in all the aspects of your life, but your willingness in a very busy life to dedicate time to something you know is really important to Maine, I really appreciate it. And your willingness to meet the people one-on-one and have those conversations, I think is great. And I think that no matter what people may say about you, your desire to go to the facts and rely on that as the basis for everything that you do is commendable, and we need more of that in our society.
Well,
so I just want to say thank you.
Right there, I want to say thank you for letting me help